Good morning, everyone. So, as I told you that we are going to revise chapter number 20 from Monday. So, chapter number 20 is about understanding democracy. So, what we have read in this chapter is that what is democracy and how democracy is such a most famous form of government. Okay. So, let's start with the first page. This is the flow chart, and we are going to read all the topics related to it now. First of all, in this paragraph, we have understood that how India adopted to be a democratic country after gaining independence from the Britishers. Okay, so India was under the control of Britishers, and after independence, India chose to be a democratic republic. If in exam question comes that which form of government India has after independence, then if you have many options, then you will say the indirect form of democracy. Okay, it is not even direct form of democracy, it is indirect form of democracy. Now the second topic is related to what is democracy and what are direct and indirect democracy. Now you all know that what is the definition of democracy. Democracy is a form of government where the people govern themselves directly or through elected representatives. Now in this definition there are two important things. The first is people govern themselves directly. Okay, so which is known as direct democracy. As in the ancient time it used to happen in Greece, which you are going to read on later on, that people used to collect at one place and then they used to take day-to-day decisions. So we can say that people were actually directly taking decisions for their country. So this form of government is called as direct democracy. Okay. Indirect democracy is one which is present in India and which is being followed in many countries also, because direct democracy is not practical. All the people cannot does not have the time to collect or to take decisions, because number of decisions are taken on everyday basis by the government. So what they do is that they do elections. Elections are taken place, elections are done, and we vote for the people whom we choose best for our benefit, and these elected people work for our benefit, and they are taking decisions on the basis of our welfare. So this form of government is called as indirect democracy. Okay, so democracy has two ways. The first is direct democracy and another one is indirect democracy. In direct democracy, the citizens directly used to take decisions, that is why it is called a direct democracy. And in indirect democracy, what we do is that we are not taking decisions, but we are having elections, and by the way of election we choose representative who work for our benefit. Okay, so this was about democracy. Now what is the next topic? The next topic is that how democracy has been started, advent. Okay, see, everything comes from every concept has some starting. Okay, so how this concept has been started and how and why it became so much famous, this is what we are going to read in this topic, advent of democracy. So the democracy, the first glimpse of democracy you can see in ancient Greece, okay, in Athens. Athens, which is the capital of Greece, here in the 6th century, we can see that people used to have direct democracy. Obviously, in which only some of the people, some of the elite class people of the country, they used to gather together and then they used to take day-to-day decisions. Okay, so it was the first example which we can see in history about direct democracy. So we can say that the democracy has been seen in Athens for the first time. Then what happened? Then we had medieval period. Okay, from 7th century to 14th century we have medieval period. Medieval period, it was very important because in this period there has been change in a lot of practices. For example, the end of feudalism. Okay, end of feudalism means that previously the power used to be in the hands of the king and the nobles. Nobles used to exploit the farmers and the peasants by charging more and more taxes and helping the nobles. Okay, helping themselves and helping the king. Okay, so this was called as the feudalism. But later on, people began to realize that they have been exploited every day on everyday basis, and they cannot help themselves. So they needed some kind of change in the society. So what they did, a lot of revolutions happened, which we have read in later on about your French Revolution, American War of Independence, Glorious Revolution. All these revolutions are examples that how feudalism was ended. Okay, and people began to realize that democracy is the only form of government which can help them in, having certain or providing certain kind of dignity to the people, so that their voices will also be heard. Okay, because in the previous time, nobody used to consider that what the third class people, the poor people actually want. Okay, but in democracy, everything is in the hand of the people only. And in people, it does not matter if they belong to a rich family or a poor family. So that was the important thing. Okay, so in medieval period, we have read that it was the end of feudalism, and people actually believed in nationalism. Nationalism means that they used to feel that they all belong to one country. That is why each and every person should be considered equal. Then we have Renaissance time. Renaissance was also, a movement which actually helped in further in the, becoming democracy famous in Europe, especially in Europe. Okay, so what happened is that in Renaissance time, which happened in the 7th century, there was a change. It is written rebirth. Rebirth means change in art, literature, science, and philosophy. It was a movement which happened in Europe, in which a lot of change in thinking has happened. And one of the change in thinking which people had was that there is another form of government which is democracy, and which is very much beneficial for every section of the society. Okay, so this concept become very famous in Renaissance time. Okay, previously it was not famous. It was a dark age because the power was only in the hand of nobles and king only. But in the Renaissance time, when the society was changing, their thinking was changing, then they began to realize that democracy is a kind of a government which they must follow. Okay. Then there was a glorious revolution in England in 1688. Now, in exams, you must remember these dates where they happened. The glorious revolution happened in England in the year 1688. And at that time, previously in Britain, it was monarchy. Okay, monarchy was there, and it was the end of monarchy. Still in England, queen is there, but still there is a parliament, and all the decisions are taken by the parliament only. Okay, they have two houses which we have, like Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. All the decisions are taken over there, and only the majority of votes uh, got by any proposal is, it becomes a law. Okay, so in England, glorious revolution happened in the year 1688. You have to remember the date, and it was the end of monarchy. Okay, it was the end of monarchy. So these minor things you must remember. Then we have American War of Independence. Okay, now what happened in America at that time? At that time, America was again one of the colonies of Britishers. Like India was the colony of Britishers. Okay, likewise, America was also one of the colonies of Britain. So obviously the people were not satisfied as we had in India, and in the year 1775 they fought, and it was called as the War of Independence, and this dictatorship or imperialism of Britain ended, and America was declared an independent country. Okay, so you also must understand what is the meaning of the word imperialism. Imperialism means when a big or stronger country tries to gain control over the working of the smaller country. Okay, or over a weaker country. Okay, and at that time a bill of rights was also included in the constitution, in which basic rights were given to the citizens. So in this paragraph you have to remember, first of all, the date. The American War of Independence was fought in the year 1775 between Britishers and Americans. Okay, at that time Britishers were controlling America, and after the end in the year 1789, when the constitution was written, at that time a bill of rights was also included, which granted basic rights to the citizens. So these are the things which you must remember and you must mark in your book also. Then we have an example of French Revolution. Again, the date is very important. The French Revolution happened in the year 1789. Before that, it was monarchy. Monarchy was there in France. People were not satisfied because they have been charged with more and more taxes, which they were not able to pay. And that is why people were very much furious against the monarch, and they fought for this revolution. And in this revolution, after 100 years or after a lot of time, the monarchy was ended, and then democracy was established in France. And second most important thing in this paragraph is that the French Revolution give three ideas, and these three ideas are very much important in all the countries now: liberty, equality, and fraternity. Okay, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These three ideas were taken from the French Revolution. Okay. And then we have World War and the Russian Revolution, which we are going to read in the next video. Okay, so please remember all these things and ask your questions in your live class. Thank you so much.